I ran away from home when I was 14. If I could turn back time, I wouldn't have run away from home. I would have somehow found a better way to communicate. This is the biggest problem as to why I believe that so many young kids leave home is it's just communication, you know? And it's funny because when we were young, we said that, you know, we were never going to be uncool like our parents. That we would be the cool parent to our kids. And at the end of the day, a parent, once a parent, always a parent. You just become a nag to your kids. This is when they're teenagers. You sound like you're nagging. And all you're really doing is caring. All you're really doing is loving your kids, trying to keep them out of trouble. There was a lot of communication issues going on at home and other things as well. And I felt like I was a failure to my family. I was suddenly completely alienated because I had done some things during a program I was chosen for, actually in Vancouver, to represent my school. And I bent the rules. And I got sent home. And all the way home from the airport, my mother didn't say a word to me. And we got back to the house. My aunt and uncle were visiting from Holland. I was made to tell them what I had done because I was not expected to be at home at all. I wouldn't have even seen them had I not bent the rules. And then the worst one was, of course, my sister, who completely ignored me as well. So the whole family was just like, they would roll their eyes at me like, "Oh my God, what a disaster you are! What a bad girl you are! What a bad person you are! You know, and how embarrassing for us and you, and what a disaster you are, basically." And I just didn't feel like I should be there anymore, so I left home. The exact day was August 20th, 1990. The first places I ended up in Vancouver was, the first place I went to was actually like a hippie kind of house. And there was all these tree planters and hippie type people living there. I even remember one of them had a Volkswagen Bug. Or no, sorry, it was a Volkswagen van. And they were drawing like little pictures on it. Wherever you looked, it was a very artistic vehicle. So it was that kind of house. The stories of my life are crazy. Anyways, just to put that into a nutshell, I did something in that house that was also very violating to, not violating, but it was violating to the rules. And one person in particular, whose room I was doing it in, was really upset. And then the members of the house said, "You know what, there's squatting houses down on Commercial Drive, off of a street called on a street called Francis Street." They were named actually the Francis Street Squats back in the day. That was 5 houses in a row that were going to be torn down, and it was a government sort of movement, like a protest, to have people that needed housing go and live in these houses and make them livable, because they were livable, and protest that why are these abandoned houses sitting for so long when there's so many people that need housing before they're actually torn down and made into, you know, apartments. So I joined the squats, and my parents did come looking for me. Don't think that they didn't, but I refused to go home, so I became ward of the court in Vancouver, BC. What that means is that the government, social services,